Hi guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa, and I have been working on this journal for a while now. It's a collaboration project that I'm doing with Dorothy over on Done by Dorothy. So I'm going to put all her links below to her YouTube channel, to her Etsy store and to her Facebook group, so you can go and check it out. So we are both making a journal, I believe, using a set of her digital prints. They're like graphic files, and I'm using these ones here, and I'll put a link in the description box below to all of these, and I've used these all throughout here. So I haven't finished this yet, and I've also used this set of SVG files or printable templates that you can find in my Etsy store, and I'll put the link to that down below as well for you. So we're both using the journal pack, and we're also both using these sets of graphic digital designs, and I think we're both making a journal. Well, I'm making a journal, and I've got this far, and it's pretty chunky and I haven't finished it, and there's all these bits and bobs that I've made to go in the journal that are really just not going to fit. So I decided that I was going to make something for my journal to go in, and today that's what we're going to do. So let me put these aside. I'm not actually using either of these today, but there's a whole series of videos where I have been using these, and you'll find them in the playlist. But today we are going to make a container for this, and I'm going to make the suitcase. So I have made this suitcase before, so I won't go into too much discussion about it, but I will refer to each of the pieces that I'm using as I go through in my little book. The blue pieces I cut out of cardstock, and the pink pieces I've cut out of decorative paper. They are a set of SVG files for electronic cutting machines. There is already a playlist of 3 videos that I have done before when I've made these before. And one of them is about how to upload them to Cricut Design Space and create a project and change the cut lines to score lines. And then the other 2 are one's like a walkthrough, and then one is also a construction one. So we're going to do the construction bit again, but I won't go into any more blather about it. We'll just start making it. So let's put this to the side. It's looking really pretty, don't you think? I think. And I've got a bunch of stuff cut out, and we're just going to start making our suitcase. So I think we'll start with the top of the suitcase here. And I've cut all these pieces out. So it's pretty easy to put it together because it's essentially just a box, you know, a box with a lid. So we're making the lid for the box. So I have cut out one of the A1 pieces. Oh, all these pieces that I've cut out, I'll put a list in the description box below, so you don't need to write it down or remember it. It'll all be in there. But I'll just show you what they are now. So at A1, so this is the lid and the base main section. That's this bit here. And then for the lid, I have got 2 of the C2 pieces and 2 of the C3 pieces. So I've cut out 2 of these, and I've cut out 2 of these, and that's all we need to make the lid. So I was lazy. I couldn't be bothered distressing with the, you know, the distressing tool, and so I just used distress stain, just went around the edges, and hopefully that'll do the job. I used this one here. I don't even know if you can get this anymore, but I love it. And then I have some glue. I use Helmar's Tiger Grip glue because I'm here in Australia and that's what I can get. So these guys here, I've just folded in the score lines, which my Cricut has done for me. And then I'm just going to attach these pieces to here. So I think I might do it for strength. I feel like I should put this tab on the outside, like so. So I'm going to do that because I think it just makes it a little bit stronger. And we're going to cover it up with mats, so we don't need to worry about that. So I'm just putting some glue on here, and this is the C3 piece, and it's the long piece that runs down the side, like so. And I'll just glue it down. And I'll do the same on the other side. Yeah, so I have made this before on camera, so this is like a redo, but I don't know, the suitcases are kind of cute, so just put glue everywhere. Yeah, the suitcases are kind of cute, so, and I wanted to make it again. I think it's going to be great for my little journal there. And, you know, maybe you didn't see the other video, or maybe it didn't rock your world, but this one might. Who knows? I'm sharing it, and that's just the way it is. Okay, and it's been ages since I've made this, so I kind of had to remind myself, had to look at my own video. How funny is that? I had to look at my own video to remember the project that I designed. Anyway, that's what this last year or so has been like, hasn't it? Make sure that that's lined up. I feel like that's a little snug there. So fold that in. Yep, that looks okay. I'll just use my bone fold to make sure it's really well attached. And so this is my other C2 piece. And I'm just going to pop this on here. So it looks like I should have put some stain around the edge of this big piece in the middle. Might have to just do that. Stick that down. I get my distress stain. I don't have much of it left. And just run down here. Come on, come out. We're really going to run out. Don't make me have to get out my... There we go. I don't want to... I'm feeling really lazy. I don't want to distress anything. But I do want my piece to look vintage. Wow. It's getting quite dire. It feels like there's a little bit left in there. I'm really scrubbing to get that out. I wonder if you can you buy this anymore? I don't know. I really need to do that inside. Oh well, that'll do. Let's just give this a bit of a burnish. I might have to distress some bits with the distress tool. I'm just going to get out my walnut stain in case I need it. Okay, so now we just need to join these together. So I'm just going to flip this little tab over and put some glue on there and stick it together. Sometimes I need to hold it for a second to let that glue grab. Okay, and then this one. I didn't line this bit up very well. Just too excited. That's alright, we can make it work. So it's actually quite late in the evening. I don't usually record this late. And I put the dogs outside so that they wouldn't bark and carry on while I was recording. Well, they're barking outside now, but they're not inside. But they're not very happy about me recording either. They want me to be sitting on the couch with them. But when the creative mood strikes, you just have to go with it, don't you? And I wanted to make this pretty badly. Okay, so I'm just going around and putting all those tabs in. Like so. And like so. I'll just give them a bit of a burnish with my bone folder, as best I can anyway. How are those edges? This one needs a little bit more attention. How are you going there, mister? Need a bit more glue. Squash. So this cardstock I'm using, I think it's about 250 GSM. That's my guess. It's cardstock that I've bought, but it just doesn't say anything about the cardstock other than it's craft cardstock. It doesn't say a thing about it. Let me show you. So in Australia I buy this at Spotlight, and that's all it says. I think there's absolutely nothing on here to tell me other than it's a 25 pack of 12 by 12 cardstock. That's it. But I've used it before, so I know that it's quite strong, and I'm guessing it's about 250 GSM. Okay, so these tabs here, all we're going to do is put some glue on them and fold them all down, and it just gives that edge a little bit of extra strength. So that's all we have to do all the way around. And just gives it a nicer finish, I think. So I'm just going to go around and squash all these guys down. Whoops. And fold these tabs in. It absolutely bucketed with rain here today. It was so nice. It's so nice to hear the rain outside. My gutters didn't think too much of it though. Might have to get up there and have a look, or send somebody else up there to have a look. It was really raining. The garden will love it. It's so dry here in Western Australia, so when we get rain, it's just such a joy. Well, it is for me anyway. Okay. And I've been really enjoying this project that I've been doing with Dorothy. So I actually haven't seen what she's doing. So I'm as excited as she is. Probably. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she's doing. She's probably really looking forward to seeing what I'm doing. So we'll both probably be... Oh. So yeah, I'll put the links to her YouTube and all of those things in the description box, so you can go over and see what she's been making. I can't wait. Of course, by the time this video comes out, I will have seen it, so this is all you know, me talking about it in without knowing what's happening at the time. Okay, I've got a little bit of glue in here, but I guess it will dry. And that is basically the lid. Pretty easy peasy. So now we're going to do the base. So let's put that aside and let it dry. Sticky fingers. And we'll do the base. So for the base, the inserty bits, we'll do that in a little bit. For the base, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. We have another one of the A1 pieces. Another one of these A1 pieces, and then we have 2 of the B1 pieces and 2 of the B2 pieces. And that's all we need for the base, and we're doing exactly the same thing again. So we're just attaching these guys and making basically a box. This is the long side. Let's put it together. So, because we've pretty much already done this process to make the lid of our suitcase. Is it a lid? Yeah, because you've already seen me do that and we're doing basically exactly the same thing, I might just speed this section up so that, or speed it up or cut it out. I'll speed it up, I think. Depends how long it takes me. I'll speed it up so you don't have to watch it in real time. And when I finish this bit, we'll come back and do the next bit. Okay guys, I'm back. I think I decided that I'd cut that section out because it did take me a little while to put my little box together, but this is the back, the bottom of our little suitcase. And now we just need to put some inserts in. So I have these 3 pieces here that are my inserts. And we have two D1 pieces. These guys here, I've got 2 of those, and 1 D2 piece. That's this one here I've cut out. And these are going to go inside our box, but we've got to join these together first. So this is going to sit at the front, and it's a little bit taller, and so it forms a little ridge along here, and that little ridge is what the lid is going to sit on, so it will sit on there. And it will also make the bottom of our suitcase a bit stronger, and it's going to go around 3 sides. So we just need to join these 3 pieces together. So this one's going to go on this side, I believe. No? Oh, I think I've inked it wrong. That was clever of me, wasn't it? I should have inked this side up. There I was thinking I was being really clever, but I'm not. So let me just quickly ink this because I've run out of my distress stains, sadly. So anyway, it's the inside, so you probably won't even notice. I'm being pedantic. Anyway, the other thing that I forgot to mention was that I have resized this whole project. So the suitcase itself is actually larger than this, but all I did was select everything together and then resize it. And I resized it so that the bottom of my box, bottom of my suitcase is just a little bit bigger than my actual book itself. So, and I resized everything together, and I just kept it all, you know, proportionate so that everything resized together. I don't know if I'm making sense here. Anyway, I just made sure that my suitcase was big enough to fit my little journal in, and it's not that little. So it is actually bigger, but I shrunk it down, the whole thing down a little bit to make sure that, but still big enough that my journal would fit in there. Okay, so now we can put these bits together. So this tab is going onto here, and we can glue that down. I'm just having this little moment where I'm thinking, is that right? I think that's right. It's been a good 6 months or so since I've made one of these guys. I'm just going to glue that down. Hang on. Yeah, I think it's right. Actually, I think I've inked the wrong side. Hang on. What am I doing? This is going to go at the front, and then these are going to go down the sides. So actually this tab should join on this side. Oh, I don't know. I had it right, but I probably should have inked this one. I don't know. Let's put it together, and then then I'll figure out what I've done wrong. So let's make sure. Now with all this fluffing around, I haven't stuck down properly. There we go. as I say, it's been a while since I've made one of these. Okay. Right, and then this one has to join up on this side. Like so. Something like that. I've obviously inked all the wrong pieces. It's alright, I can fix it. It can be fixed. So I'm just joining that tab onto there. Just like so. Make sure it's lined up. And squash it down. Okay, so what's actually going to happen is we're going to fold these in this way, I think. Or did they go this way? Maybe they go that way. Yeah, let's do it that way. I can't remember now, but anyway, so then we're going to fold these all in on themselves. So just put some glue along all of these. We'll figure it out eventually. Okay, and then just glue those down. So this is also, again, just providing a bit of extra strength and giving us a nice little finish. I need to use my bone folder with this cardstock to get the glue to stick down. It's strong glue, but the cardstock is determined. Okay. Can't believe I ran out of stain. Very disappointing. Okay, and then I'm just going to get my corner rounder, which is just here, tickety-boo, and I'm going to round these two little corners on each side. So this one and this one. There we go. Now, I'm just going to stain all the bits that I've missed. So I'm just going to ink all the bits that I've missed. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, I'm back. And I've stuck my D1 pieces on either side of my D2. And I've just inked on the bits that I missed. And now I also rounded the corners on each end. And now we can put it in here. So this is actually the front. And we're going to put it in so that this fold goes in here, I think. Yeah, so we're going to glue it in like this, and then you don't see that little lip there. It's going to get glued in. So let's start by fold it up like so and put some glue on here. And I'm actually going to put it in here, and I'm just going to make a little mark here. Just where it's sitting up to here, so I just know how far I should put my glue, so because it needs to go above this fold here, but we don't want it to go all the way to the top. So now I know not to go past there with my glue, so I'll just run a line along here, and then we can go all over here. Like so, and then we're just going to pop this in the front inside of our suitcase, squash it down, move those bits out so I can make sure that it's sitting flat with the bottom of my suitcase, and then I'm just going to give it a really good press with my bone folder. Make sure it's stuck in. I did get a bit of glue along there. Of course I did. Okay, so that's what our front looks like. That glue will dry So we've just got that little lip. And then I'm just going to glue these two side bits in as well. So I just put some glue on this one. I'm just doing a piece side by side because otherwise I seriously will end up with glue everywhere. I'm going to flip that one down, slide it into place, glue it down, give it a burnish with my bone folder, making sure that it's really stuck into that corner. Got some glue there as well. I had a little rag for glue somewhere. Can't see where it's gone. That's alright, it'll dry. It's stuck to my finger. Okay, so that's that one. And then we'll do the same with this one as well. Whoops, sending things flying. Okay. Glue everywhere, Katie. Alright, so that is the base of our suitcase, and we've already done the lid here. So those two are going to pop onto there, and we're going to put a hinge on the back later to hold it all into place. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mats on just on the outside of my suitcase. So let me show you the mats that I've cut out. I'll put a list of all of the mats that you need to mat it, but basically I'm cutting out the pink pieces for each of these pieces and gluing them on, and I'll write down in the description box how many of A1 you need, etc, etc. Okay, but for the outside of my box, of my suitcase, I'm going to use this old wallpaper. So I got this big, huge roll of wallpaper from a garage sale or a yard sale or whatever they're called ages ago. Actually, I bought a whole box load, and I have never used it for anything very much. And my printer's run out of ink, and I have to go and pick up the ink tomorrow from the post office. So, but anyway, I was keen to use this because I thought it would give a really nice vintage look. So I've cut these mats out of the wallpaper, and then I have stitched around all of the mats as well. So I haven't ever done that before, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to stick these mats on the outside of my suitcase, and then I will be back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have put all my mats on, and I think it's come out really nice. I'm surprised by how nice I think it is. And I've gone ahead and started putting my little corner pieces on here, and I'm going to show you how to do those. So let's do that. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. It looks lovely. Yeah, who knew that that old wallpaper was going to look so good. Okay, so this is what I've done. These little pieces here are little corner pieces here that make it look more sort of suitcase like. I don't know what I've done with my book, so I can show you which piece it is. Where did I put it? Somewhere safe. Here it is. So these little corner pieces are E4, and I've cut 8 of those, so 4 for the top and 4 for the base, And there is a mat that comes with those if you want to mat them, but I haven't. What I did was I stained it with this distress stain, and then I stitched around it on my sewing machine, and then I embossed it with an embossing folder. So the embossing folder I used, it's like a flourish. I don't know where I put that now. I have it out so I could show you, and oh, there's just like stuff everywhere. Don't know. Anyway, it's like a flourish design, and but you could use anything that you like to emboss on those if you wanted to, and you don't have to. So they come out looking like that after I have stained them, embossed them and stitched on them. And then we need to put these little holes in here. So what I did with the first one was fold all three together like that, and then I found what I thought was the center mark, but it's obviously a bit off now. Never mind, I don't think you can tell. And then I put a hole in there, and then when I opened it up, I used that as the template for the next one. So then I'd line the next one up, and I actually did a few at a time, and just put my little circles on there like that. And then I've got my little crocodile guy out here, and I'm just trying to see in the light, just put those little holes in there. 1, 2 and 3, something like that. Pretty close, pretty close. And so pop that one away, and then all you need to do is, once they're all folded in, just put some glue on them. Now I've been using quite a lot of glue because this is wallpaper, and wallpaper is designed with that sort of slightly plasticky coating on it, which means that it's really hard to get anything to stick to it. So, you know, it's good at what it's meant to do. So I put glue all the way around these guys, and then on that little tab. And then I just squish it all up. Try not to get glue on my finger, and then sort of wrap it around a corner and tuck that tab in. I don't know if you can see. Wrap it around that corner and tuck the tab in like that. And then I have to play around with it a little bit on this one to get it to stick, because of, as I say, because of that wallpaper. So then I have to really give it a good, a really good press to get it to stick on that one. If you weren't using wallpaper, I think it would stick a bit better. So you see that one, then that one's come off. Yeah, like so. Glue everywhere. So then when it's all stuck on and I'm happy with it, it just makes it look like a suitcase, I think. So then I just grab my awl and I poke a little hole in where those holes are, because of course they're in the little corner piece, but they're not in our suitcase. And this is absolutely optional, you don't need to do this, but I think it's these little details that just make it look awesome. And stick a hole in there, and stick a hole in here. Not a very big hole as it turns out. Okay, and then I have some brads over here, and I just pop one in each of those little holes and squash it down, and that's why we haven't put the mats on the inside yet. And I just do that all the way around all 4 corners. So I won't do that now because, you know, now you know how it's done. I have already done it for all 4 on here, so you can see it's all 4 corners done, and they all have brads, one on each side. So that's that little bit there. Then I wanted to show you some other little bits, so let's get this out of the way. I have these little strips here, and I've already done 3 of them, and I just wanted to show you this last one. So this is E3, and there's also a mat for these as well, but I've done the same thing again. I have stained it, stitched it, and embossed it because I just want it to have that oldie world leather look. So this is the piece here, E3, and all we do is fold in along those score lines that my Cricut has handily done for me. And then I'm just going to glue them together. Glue them down, so more glue. And this side. May as well do 2 sides at once. And then I'm just, whoops, going to fold them over and squash them down. And I'm going to have to hit it with my bone folder because, I don't know, this cardstock doesn't want to stick. It's really fighting with me and the glue. Oh. Oh well. See how hard I'm pressing that so hard to get it to stick. Now this is some good glue. But this I don't know what it is about this cardstock. Anyway, we got there in the end. Okay, so that's that piece there. So I've cut 4 of these E3 pieces out. So then I went ahead and stitched it and embossed it, and now it looks like that. And then I'm going to cut this strip into 2-inch pieces. I'm going to cut these three into 2-inch pieces. So let's just have a little look-see at that. Where's my cutting board? Oh, so what we're doing with these little strips here, this is one that I made last time. We're going to make these little strips here with this that we're going to hold down the big straps with. So that's why we're doing this. So we're cutting them into 2-inch pieces. So where's my cutting board? Okay, so then we're just going to cut these into 2-inch pieces. So I just want to line it up. It might not cut because of the because of the stitching. That's all right. It gives me the line anyway. So then I can line that one up on there. So I believe I need, I think it's 12 of these, and I get 4 out of each one. So I need to cut 3 of these strips, these E3 strips, into 2-inch pieces, okay, like so. And then we're just going to, we can throw away this little bit at the end. We're going to fold it over a little bit on each end, but we want them all to be the same. So whatever we fold it over has to be the same for each one. And I've got glue all over me, sorry. We only want to fold it over a little teensy bit. I'm thinking maybe a scoreboard would be a plan. I've got one of those somewhere. I don't use it very often. Hello, scoreboard. You're a bit grotty, and I don't know where the here we go, a little tool. So if it's 2 inches long, I think we need to score it. We need an inch in between. So that's half an inch. I think if we can do it at 1/4, that would be good. Could be hard. We just want a neat edge is all. So I'm just going to do that like so. And I'm going to do 12 of those like that, and then I'm going to glue down those little bits here. So let's just do this one together, and then I'll go and do the other 11, because can you imagine watching me do 12 of these? going to fold that in and fold that in. And of course the glue will probably take ages to hold. And then we have one little guy like that. I'm going to get little bulldog clips. That's what I'm going to get. Little bulldog clips. Here we go. And I've got stain and glue all over my hands. I'll go and give them a wash in a minute. It feels weird. Okay, so I'm going to do 11 more of those and then we can put them on there. So, and then there was one other thing I wanted to show you. I have a bunch of these. Actually, there's two other things I want to show you. But I have a bunch of these pieces. Well, there's three things I want to show you. These guys here. Now they are D3, and D3 has a mat as well, but I'm going to stitch and emboss as well. But these guys here, I've cut 10 of these and I'm going to join 5 together to make the strap for our suitcase. I was going to show you the strap on the suitcase, but do you think I can find the suitcase now? Where did it go? Here it is. We're making these straps here. So I'm basically doing exactly the same thing again for this one. So we've just done those and now we're going to do these straps, okay? So what we need to do is just put a little bit of glue on a tab, like so. And then put the next one on in line and join it together, like that. And I'm going to join, whoops, stick down. This is because this glue's taking forever. Okay, I'm going to join 5 together like that. So then I'm going to join another one together here and another one. And then once we've done that, when they're all joined together, then on the back we're going to fold over these guys on each side like that, fold them down and glue them all the way along. And then I'll show you one that I've already done so you can see. So then this one I've stitched down each side and I've embossed it. And don't you think that looks like a leather strap? I think it does. I think it looks fabulous. So as you can see, I've just folded it over and glued it down all the way along and then stitched it. And so I think this is much longer than what we need, but better to have it too long than too short, I say. So that is the straps. So that's the other thing I wanted to show you so that we can put it all together. So that's those guys. And then this one here is the handle at the front. So here's the handle. And so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to put glue down each side. We can probably do this one, hey? Let's do this one. Put glue down each side. This is the B3 piece and this is going to be our handle. And glue it down. I'm getting glue everywhere and it's still not sticking. Can you believe it? I'm sure there's people who are neater crafters than me. In fact, it's a fact. I'm having fun though. I'm having fun. Okay, so then that is going to be a handle. So then on these little end bits, I'm just going to use my corner rounder. Great. And cut it off. And I didn't do a very good job. So I just trim it off like that. and the same on this side. Clearly I'm going to have to do it with my scissors afterwards. It's pretty, as I say, it's pretty thick stuff. And then I'm going to do the same on the other end as well. And then I'm going to stitch all the way around, and I'm also going to emboss that one, and that's going to be our handle. So that's pretty cool. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is E1. So this is our little bag tag, and I've got one here. Oh, I think I forgot to cut out one of the mats for it. Never mind. So the mat here, E5, I've cut one out of acetate, and then I should have also cut one out of paper, but I forgot. Oh, gluey fingers. So all I'm going to do is glue this piece of acetate onto here. I'm going to try. Hope the glue works with me. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on here. Like so. So, what's that? So I'll just rub glue all over. I'll clean it up, don't worry. Let's look at that side, that looks better. So then I'm going to stitch around it, but yeah, it's a little bit tricky. You have to stitch down along here and along here, and then once you've stitched that, you can join them together. So I should have another one of the E5 mats to go on here in paper, and then so I've stitched down here, and then I'm going to glue this together along this side, and this side, and I'm going to leave that open so that you can slide something in there, and then I'll stitch around all of that. So let me see if I can show you on this one here. So here's one here. So it opens up like this. I promise it does. Right, so we've got the little hole in the side. So I stitch down those two, and then I put the acetate on one side and the scrapbook paper on the other, and then I stitched around here like that. So it looks snazzy like that. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. So those are the things that I'm going to go away and work on. The handle, the other strap, these little bits, and my bag tag. And then we can put it all together. So I'll finish that off, and then I'll come back and we'll put it together, and I'll see you soon. Alright, so I'm back, and I have progressed a bit more on my suitcase, and I thought I would just tell you what I did rather than you having to watch me, because I've put I think 12 of these little guys on, and it took me quite a while, so I thought I would save you having to watch. So I've got 2 on the top, or two sets on the top, 2 sets on the back, and 2 sets on the bottom, and this is what our little straps are going to go through. So to set those, I just measured in, I think it was 1 inch. My ruler's an inch wide, so yeah, I measured in 1 inch, and that's where I butted up my little loops, I guess you'd call them. And then they are, so 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters, and then I came down from the top here 4 centimeters, and then I put 1. So 4 centimeters is 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches. I came down 1.5 inches, and I put 1 here. And the same on this side. I came in 1 inch, and then I came up from the bottom 1.5 inches. And popped 1 there, and so I did the same on this side as well, and I also did the same on the back. So these guys here on the back, or on the bottom, depends what you want to call it, are in exactly the same spot. And then these ones on the back are also 1 inch in, and then I just found the halfway point on here and popped them there, so that those little loop holders are there. So it did take me a little bit of time to do that because I used brads for each one, and so I put the brads in, and I think it just looks fabulous. Okay, so then I also went ahead and did the handle. So I thought I would just tell you whereabouts I put the handle. So I came down, I'll just take the lid off. I came down 1 inch from this section here, not right at the top, but this section here. So I came down 1 inch, and then I came in 1 centimetre from each side, and then I started my little handle. So 1 centimetre is, it's just less than ½ inch. You could put it at ½ inch and that would be fine. So then I didn't measure where I put that little brad. I just popped him there, and then the second brad I put in 2½ inches in, or 5 centimetres. Yeah, 2½ inches from this edge. I popped that little brad, and the same on this side. And so that's about 6½ centimetres. And before I put the brads on, I looped this little luggage tag on here so that it would be sitting on the handle, and then it just kind of naturally makes the little handle stand up like that. So then I started to put some of the mats inside, and I've used this vintage music paper, and I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks really good. So I have matted the sides, and I'll put all the mats that I've used in the description box. I just haven't done the back or the front. I can do the front now because I've put the handle on. But before we put the back on, we have to put a little hinge on here because that's what's going to hold our lid on. So this bit's a little tricky. But before we do that, I've got a little pocket here. So this little pocket, I've already matted, and I've put these little pen loops on here. So you'll remember that this is one of these little straps. So we used these little, we used 3 of the little strips to make these, and we had 1 left over. So with that 1 left over, I just measured it out and made these little loops. So I just folded it in on both edges and put a little hole in there. Then on this loop piece here, it's 1 3/4 inches between here and the next hole. But on the pocket itself, it's 1 inch from this hole to this hole. So that's what makes it sort of loop up. And then I just put little brads in, and that's like, you know, your old-fashioned little pen loops that you get in a briefcase or a suitcase. So this is going to be a pocket that we're going to put on the inside of the lid, and just this top tab, we're just going to fold down. That's just going to make that pocket extra strong. So let's just do that now. Oh, I should have told you what the pocket was. Where have I put my little... Oh, if you could only see the amount of stuff I've got all around me. It's madness. It's madness, I tell you. Okay, so I have got here, the pocket is E2. So I've cut the pocket itself, the cardstock, from the blue piece, and then I've used my vintage wallpaper to cut my mat here, which is the E6 mat. So that's what I've done there, and I stitched around it, and then I stuck it down, and I think it looks awesome. So we're just going to, this top tab we are going to glue down because we don't need that. And so I'm going to do that. And then we can put some stuff in the pocket, which will be cool. Okay, so I need my bone folder to get that to stick down. like so. Are you stuck? Yep. Oh, and when I was doing everything, I managed to find this, which had slipped down onto the floor. So there we go. Okay, so now we can pop this on in our little lid. So this is the back of my lid, so it's going to, so it will sit on it like that, sit on my suitcase like this, and then it will flip open like this. So I need to put the bottom of my pocket at the back like that. Oh, that's nifty. Look at that. Alright, so I can just put some glue on all these tabs. What do I put the lid on the glue for? Okay, I'm so super happy with how this has turned out with the vintage wallpaper. Just absolutely thrilled at how cute it is. Can't wait to fill it up. Okay, so I'm just going to spin it around this way so I can see better. For some reason I can see better this way, and I'll just kind of center it, and I think I want it to be fairly far down because otherwise I won't be able to fit anything in the pocket. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to give it a good burnish. It's going to need a good burnish. I'm sure it's going to be difficult. This cardstock, horrible stuff. And there's brads under there as well, so that's not making it easy. And I just put some glue on there off my finger. But you know, luckily it's this wallpaper and nothing wants to stick to it. Yeah, so I hope you don't mind that I sort of went ahead and did all those things, because it's all a little time consuming, and this video is, I feel, going to be pretty long anyway. So, and the other thing is, there's already videos on how to make this suitcase. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel, and it's called the SVG Suitcase, and there's already 3 other videos there, and one of them is a construction video. So, you know, what you don't pick up from this video, you certainly might pick up from the other one. And in that video, we actually made this one, which is really cute. Oh, it's the baggage tag. So I used scrapbook paper for this one, and you know, it looks fabulous and cute as cute. But this one looks awesome as well. So, you know, you can do it in so many different styles. Anyway, there's our little pocket. I think it's stuck on. Okay. So I think now this is the trickiest bit of the lot. We've got this piece here. It's the C1 piece, and it's the hinge. It's what's going to hold the lid onto the back of my, or to the base, basically. So C1. This piece here, there's no mat because we'll cover it up with another mat, with the mat for the back of the suitcase. The back of the suitcase was B2, so the mat for B2 is going to go over the top once we've put this C1 hinge in. So we've got this hinge here, it looks like this, and we need to attach the bottom, this wide section to the bottom to our suitcase here with glue, and then we have to attach the lid along here and along here like this. So it's going to attach like that. Okay, and I think the best way to do it is in 2 parts. I think the first part is to stick this bit on, wait for the glue to dry a bit, and then stick this bit to the lid. So that's what I'm going to do anyway, and hope for the best. We're nearly done though. Pretty exciting. Right, so we'll make sure I've got plenty of glue on there so it doesn't escape. And then I'm actually going to should have done this before. I wanted to fold this bit over. Oh, did a terrible job of that. Never mind, we're going to just carry on, I think, because I've just put glue everywhere. I just wanted to bend this over so I can see it to line it up on here. So I'm just putting that on the back of my suitcase, lining up that crease with the top. I'm doing a terrible job of it too. Probably shouldn't have bent it that way because it doesn't want to bend back now, does it? There we go. Right, now I'm just going to give it a really good burnish. I want to pull it over this way a little smidge. I don't think it's going to let me. I think I'm just going to have to do that again. Just need to put a bit more glue on. I needed it to be a bit more centered than what I did it. I just made that look so much harder than it is. We're sticking one piece to another piece, but you know, I made it look ridiculously impossible. That looks pretty good. And that bends over there. I'm going to stick it down. So there's a bunch of whatchamacallit, brads under here, which isn't making it easy to stick on, but we'll get there. Try and make sure it's really well stuck down. Okay, so if you're using nicer cardstock, this stuff is like really rough. If you're using nicer cardstock, it's not going to be quite so difficult. So then we need to put glue on this guy here and attach it to our lid of our suitcase, like so. That's what we're going to do. And then I might get some bulldog clips to hold it on to dry so it doesn't run away. Got a couple of little ones over here. Alright, I'm going to put glue on this bit here. This is the bit that I'm most worried about, strangely. Okay, and then I'm going to line this up and fold it over like that. Press it down. Oops. Move it. Make it difficult. I'll put this bulldog clip here while I get this side sorted out. Put that one there. And then give that a press. Okay, so then I'm going to put some bulldog clips here and here. And we'll just have to wait for it to dry. In the meantime, let's just talk about those straps, because I've led you astray. I'll just put that to the side. I said to you to cut out 5 of the pieces that we put together for the strap. You don't need 5. You only need 4. So I've got 5 together here. Oh, we don't need that tab at the end, so we can trim that one off. That way. There we go. You can get rid of that last little tab. We don't need that. So there's 5 on here. You don't need 5. I've got quite a lot to cut off this. So I measured this one, and I'm going to cut some off one end and some off the other end. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because of where the joins are. The join was really near where it was going to bend around, so I just shuffled it along. So So you can see I'm cutting a whole piece off this end, so you don't need that. So I'm just going to trim that off there. Actually, I'm going to put them together and do it at the same time. So if you've only got 4, then there's probably no point in me telling you how much to cut off here. But you can see from this is where, let's say you had 4 together, then you wouldn't have this one. It's 3.5 inches that I'd be cutting off there, off this end. So let's just do that. Snip. And then on this end, I'm going to cut off this bit here. So, you know, that is another 3.5 inches. So you might even only need 3. You certainly don't need 5. I would make 4 for each strap if I was doing it again. So then our straps are ready to put on when we have finished. And I'll just clean up this. I ran out of bobbin thread and had to rewind the bobbin. Doesn't that always happen in the middle of something? Never mind. So we can't really put this on right now because I don't want to tempt fate here. But you can see we're nearly done. So I'm just going to put those straps on and pop them through each of the little loops that we've made all the way through. And then when we get to the end, the bottom is going to come through here, and then the top will come all the way around and it will slide in on top like so. How about I show you on this one? It's really late at night. I don't usually craft this late, so this is probably why I can't speak properly. So here we go. We've run it all the way through all of the loops, all the way through, and then at the front, the bottom one comes up through here, and then the top one feeds back down, and that's how you hold it together. Now you can put a little latch there, and I have done that on one of my other suitcases, but I don't think you need it. But I'll leave that up to you. But as you can see, it's staying together really well, and these guys hold it in there quite nicely. So I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to put a little metal latch or something there, you certainly can. I'd be tempted to just put a little die cut of a keyhole or something like that there. I'm not sure. Oh, but I'll leave it up to you. So then the only other thing we've got to do is, once that's dry, is pop in some of those last inside, oops, some of the last inside mats, and then it's all done. Oh, I'm so excited, it's nearly all done. So I'm sorry if this video seems a bit strange. Number one, it's super late at night and I don't craft this late. And number two, it's been ages since I've made this. So I definitely recommend you go and check out the other videos if this one seems really weird and disjointed to you. But I can't wait to put my journal in here. Look, I can put my journal in here. I've got a little bit of room here for any other bits and pieces, and then I've got this pocket here that I can stuff full of stuff as well. So that's super exciting. So once this is dry, I'll be able to fold it over and it'll be ready to go. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me through this long, arduous video where it seems like I don't know what I'm talking about. I do hope that you join me again for another video that I promise won't be this weird. And otherwise, thanks for your time. I'll see you again soon. Bye.